Make sure I got sound. All right, got sound. And let's listen to some, I'm gonna put some Hertz music on. Some vibrational music on today. What's up, guys? Come on in, come on in. I'm just getting everything set up. We're not gonna really do any real music. We'll do some stuff to raise some vibrations. How was your day today? What's up? Clean and Nick, how are you guys doing? Come on in. You guys like, share, and follow. Let's get others in here. We're going to do a side chat with Nye today. Chatting with Coach Nye. That's what we're going to do. What's to be said, we don't know yet. Come on in. Oh. I hope y'all had a great day. How was your day today? Mine was good. It's Friday. I know a lot of y'all getting ready for the Super Bowl. A lot of y'all getting ready and focused on what it is that you're trying to do and get into for the weekend. I hope it's positive. I hope it's great. Because that's all we do over here is promote positivity. We don't do any negativity, and we don't even use those words, positivity and negativity. What we say is desirable, undesirable. Yeah. Because if it's undesirable, you won't think about it. You won't think like, hey, I want that in my life. You won't think any of that. It's undesirable. You won't even give it a thought. Come on in. But if it's desirable, you'll manifest what's desirable, right? Yeah, you'll manifest what's desirable. So we only think and we want the desirable things that our heart desire, right? And that's what we manifest. So let's go ahead and jump in today. Let's talk about a couple of things. Before I got on, I'm like, God, what is it? What's the topic for today? And I had a topic, but I, for some reason, can't think of it to save my life. So obviously, it's not for you guys. But anyway, I decided for the weekend what I'm going to do is really go within and do more of internal healing. I've been on a healing journey for a while. And I don't like to say it like that because healing is something that's going to constantly happen. You're going to constantly heal. You're going to heal for the rest of your life. Because you're going to learn new things. You're going to come against different situations and fall into it, and you're going to have to learn how to bounce back. And the reason why you have to heal from it is because when these situations happen to you, it's a testimony, right? That testimony is for other people. But in the mix of you going through it, God used you to go through it because you're going to be a testimony to someone else. You still have to come up out of the funk of whatever it put you in. So therefore, you got to heal so you can properly deliver the message and be the vessel that he needs you to be. Okay? So that's why I say you'll always heal. Healing is something that is not a once and done. And I talk about on this podcast about your purpose. Of course, we're going to talk about that. We're going to dig into that. Everything we talk about leads back up to your purpose. What is your purpose? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? So I was thinking, and earlier today, I'm like, dang, listening to different podcasts and listening to different people talk, and they talking about the end of times and how things are and what's about to happen, and we're living in Revelation, and I'm like, yeah. And then I sit back and I think to myself, like, wow, all these years, now listen to me very carefully. All these years, even when I was a little girl, grandma, and I'm always say, oh, it's the end of times, the end of times. I live my life thinking it's the end of times. And now, is it true that I'm really about to live in the ending of times? Or is it just that if we look at it spiritually and go a little bit deeper, is it more so we're living in the times of it's about to be change? Meaning, like, how you had the Ice Age and then all of a sudden it came, the new life came and everything evolved. So are we living in that time that everything is about to evolve now? evolve into something else totally different from what it was. See, the life as we knew it is what was taught to us, which was the religion. The religion was taught to us. The religion was told that this is what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You got to believe in this guy. Remember when some of you guys, I'm no hit against anybody's religion, but I know for us, we were Baptists, and they come knocking on the door on Saturday, Jehovah Witness, and the first thing my father would say, he opened up the door, I'm like, we Baptists. Slam the door, get so mad, right? And so because that religion told us don't believe what their religion says, ours is right, theirs are wrong. Because we believed in something different than they believed in something different. So it caused division. And I don't understand how anything that equates to God can cause division. The only person that creates division and confusion and subtraction is the enemy. So in order to cause big chaos and have everyone confused on what it is or who they're supposed to believe in, or the spiritual just tapping in, totally spiritual, that's it, nothing more, nothing else, is to cause and break down and give religions. Now, this will cause people to go against each other, and it'll cause them to stop praising the one God that is, and have them praising things and people. And those things and people, your pastor, the church, which you are the church, but it have you, doing things like that. That's up. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? And so thank you for the follow. Thank y'all for the shares, likes, and follows. Come on, bring them in. So you got to sit back and think, what is happening in these times? Well, I'll tell you what's happening in these times. And that's why it was so important. I'm going to tie this back in. I'll put a pin in that right quick. Now let's talk about what's happening on social media. Well, we have this mass following, and I'm letting y'all know right now, if y'all want to do the mass following on here, I'm for that. I always say pour into yourself, then pour into others. That is the perfect way to pour into someone else, is to help support them and follow them, let them get a bigger, platform. Now, let me tie in why I say that, because in this situation and the time that we're living in now, what's going on is with social media, you got the teamwork, you got the mass following. Well, it is so important because it's messages that need to get out. Now, the little ones, because remember, everyone last will be first. Everyone first will be last. So you got the big guys with all the followings. Everybody's waking up and saying, no, we don't want to follow you no more. We tired of hearing you talk. I got something to say. So now they're raising their accounts and they're getting a platform. And as soon as they hit 1,000, they immediately going live. They're not thinking, they're not second guessing. They're not like how I was of, wait a minute, what I'm going to talk about? What is this? Because they understand they have a mission. And that's where we are pulling that pin back out of how I said we're going to put a pin in, what we're supposed to be doing. So in this time, it is time for the last to be first. This is the platform where you have to teach. It's a message that needs to get out to everyone. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. So now that you're about to be thrust, because that's how fast it's about to happen. It's like a slingshot. You're immediately going to get your 1,000. You're immediately going to go live, and you're immediately going to get people following you. This is the time for leadership to stand up. Well, leadership couldn't stand up before because it was all about religion. We're taking that pen out, jumping back to that. Now, with the religion piece, this is where the confusion came from. If the enemy, can cause you to focus none other than on chaos with each other, then hey, this will keep you from getting into your purpose and keep you from understanding, also keep you from understanding who you are and whose you are, who is the one true God. Now, when we start thinking about religion, we change it. It kind of be like, it's kind of like when, Moses was saving his people, right? And every time he went up to the mountain to get a conversation with God, get the next directions, get whatever it is that he needed to do to get out to the people, guess what they were doing? Well, we feel lost. Let me worship something. So all the ones that were first, guess what? They were worshiped. They were worshiped. And then when they do away, and say, for instance, this artist or whoever it is falls off, it's another one to put in place. And that's what the enemy do. He hurry up and shuffles somebody else in there to keep you from focusing on you, which is the self-love. That is what it's all about in this season. You not only have this platform just to have this platform. You have this platform because it's a message that needs to get out. It is time for you to stand up. Your hour has come. What do you mean my hour has come? Well, everything that you've been, even as a child, knowing and you feeling like, hey, you're that one that feel like every time if you go in the hospital that you can go heal somebody. You got that feeling. You know you can do it. That's because you could. But the religion and everything that was put on you by your parents and everybody else and the pastor, because remember, this is what they taught. The pastor has to tell you that you have a gift. How is the pastor telling me I got a gift and the pastor is out there chasing skirts? How can you tell me anything and you're not leading your sheep? You are not a leader as you're supposed to. But they say, well, God use anyone. Yes, he does. But at the same time, they said the false prophets. Now, this is what they taught us to keep us in line with the religion. Oh, many is going to come in a false prophet. And it talks about that in the Bible. Yes. But it was the false prophets telling us that. Now, what do you mean by that? How do you know that? Well, it's not a no thing. It's just a gift that you have to have, a discerning of the spirit. So you have the pastor out here, the false prophets, and everyone is following him. Hence, which is what causes them to drive cyber trucks in a church and do the wave and get crunk in the church. That is how you can identify from what you are. It's one thing to meet people where they are. And even in the Bible, it talks about when you're trying to, like if I was to come to you and say, hey, you're living in sin. Well, you look at me like, who is you to tell me anything? No, it's not how it goes. You have to be gentle. And what that means live it and be it. See, I don't have to come and tell you what you're doing wrong. I have to be me. I have to mind my business, do what I'm supposed to do, continue the job, what I'm supposed to be doing, which is my purpose, which is being. See, when you're being, it make people want to say, hey, I want what she got. People think, oh, if I get saved and if I do this, it's going to be boring. Well, that's not what we're telling you to do. What we're telling you to do is tap into you. What's inside of you. You were created in his image. It's in you. God is within you. God is love. Everybody got so many different names of what they're going to call God, right? They got them. Throughout the years, his name has changed. Throughout the years, they've added a J to it because coming from Arabic over to English term, there wasn't a letter that can fit it, so they put the J. Long story. Do some research. But anyway, we're neither here nor there. So his name changed so many times. And for me, I was confused a lot growing up because I'm like, well, who is this guy? And they like, oh, well, that's God. Okay, well, who is this guy? Well, Jesus is God. Well, why you tell me that he's Jesus' son? Well, he came to earth and it's all these different confusions because man said, this is how we're going to break it down. But what if we just looked at ourselves and tapped in spiritually? What's on the inside? And we go within and we cut away from the religion, right? Cut away from the religion and say, okay, I want to get to know God. I want to get to know Jesus for myself. What if that happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. It's called the Great Awakening. That everyone's talking about, and a lot of people don't understand what the awakening is. That's what the awakening is. It's awakening to your higher conscience. And that's how you speak to God. As they say, everything is spiritual. You just go in meditation, you talk to God. Well, that is true. But let's break it all the way down so you can feel a little bit better. How about it is you going within, going in within the spirit that's in you. God placed that in you. You tap into that. You separate yourself from everybody. It's called, when you go through the awakening, the dark night of the soul. You hear people talk about that. A lot of people think that the dark night of the soul is, this witchcraft and this and this. That's not witchcraft. I told you, the enemy will call everything to make it seem like what? To cause confusion, division, and everything. Where it get twisted up is just like this. Well, as we talk about the twin flame, that's the confusion. Everyone's like, well, my twin flame, I'm chasing my twin flame. And the enemy got you confused, twisted, and out of your head because you're chasing something that's in you. Now, if he can get you to not focus on what's in you, I want you to think about it. Anytime that blessings or something that's in you, that's for you, is about to come confusion always come? Why do confusion always come? Well, confusion always come because the enemy do not want you to tap into you. See, here's the thing. Everyone has the chance to go within this awakening, but only a few will answer the call because in their mind, it's too tough. They can't get past level 1. Level 1 is the dark night of the soul. You reflecting you. You facing you. You have to face you. You have to face you and account for. You know, they always say, well, in the end of times, God's going to look in a book and he's going to account for everything you did. Wait a minute. What if that's what the whole awakening is? Hey, I didn't say run with it. I said, listen, because I know what that dark night of the soul, level 1, that is the first thing. You have to be accountable for all your action. And that's when everything that you've done is reflected back to you. That's why it's the dark night of the soul. You must kill off who you were to be who you are called to be. Do you understand? You cannot go into your purpose by being who people created you to be. You were created at birth and told what you were going to be. This new generation came straight out the womb and was like, hey, you know, they already got social media accounts. They already done text their mom inside the womb and said, hey, when I get out of here, I'm going to be a millionaire. Affirmations, meditation, manifesting. They already came out with their ears tuned to do not disturb because I'm doing me, because I'm directly connected to the divine. See, something had to die off in order for the connection to be restored. Remember when Jesus gave up? They say gave up the ghost, but he gave up. He was done. He was called on to. And then the curtain ripped. That was restoring the connection back to the divine. But what if I tell you throughout the years, that connection got cloudy again? Nobody told you that. You didn't care enough to even understand it because you was too busy on your own path of making that money. Chasing the bag. Being successful. Being the person that got it all so you can get on there and say, hey, look at me. If you want to make $1 million, you want to live like me, reach out to me so I can scam you and take all your money. And you're absolutely not going to live like me because I'm faking it till I make it. I don't even own none of this stuff. But you'll never know that. See, you was too busy chasing that. The illusion. But what if I told you throughout that time of the whole thing, that's what the enemy was doing, causing the confusion. Causing the confusion. Where does it start? It starts amongst the people. It starts in the politics. It starts in all of that. It got you so caught up on wanting to be like an artist, wanting to be that artist. Have you know some of you guys that supposed to be that next rapper, singer, or whatever it is? The reason why it's so hard for you is because you sat back, idolized something and said, I'm better than her. I want to be her. I want to be him. I'm better than her. And you manifested their life. It's just the fact that when it was time to go through that phase, that dark night of the soul that they had to go through, or go through that hardship you quit. See, we manifest things and we ask for things. You want that lifestyle, but you got to remember before they became who they were, they had a struggle. They was homeless. They kept feeling down, like, why I ain't getting picked? Why is all these? They was in that same boat. And now you in that same boat and you steady putting yourself in there because you keep attaching yourself to more people saying, I want to be like that. I'm better than them. And guess what? You're getting what you asked for. You can't get the fame just like that. You have to go through what they went through. So stop destiny swapping and asking to be like that person because you got to go through what they went through. Can you walk a mile in their shoes? See, that's why you have your own path. Your own path is an easier path. They struggle to get where they are, and they are where they are. But you chose not to go down the path that's meant for you, your purpose, and you wanted to get on their path. Of course you're going to fail. You know why you're going to fail? Because you don't have no navigation skills. And you know why you don't have no navigation skills? Because that's their path. That's their territory. They know how to get around in their territory. This is where they grew up at. This is their path. This is what they live. They live that life. See, you the studio gangster. You get on their path and you don't even know how to navigate. But see, your path was easy because you're supposed to be the person that is supposed to be the first millionaire in your family. You're going to be the one to bring the generational wealth back to the family. And it's an easy path. All you got to do is answer the call, get on your path, walk it, do what you're supposed to do. God's going to give you the download of what to say. You say it, and then voila, boom, there you are. But since you manifest it to be them, now you're in their neck of the woods. You in their hood. You can't navigate that. Listen, I grew up in Gary, Indiana. Hey, and if you know anything about Gary, Indiana, it was something serious. However, I ended up moving towards Memphis, Tennessee. All right, cool. Guess what? I left Gary, Indiana when I was 19. I ran them streets. It's my streets. That's how I felt. But I went to the military. So when I get out the military and I move my tail to Memphis, I'm thinking like, hey, piece of cake. I grew up in streets like this. But it's different because I don't know how you move. So guess what? I don't even want to be around you. I don't know what makes you click, so I can't be around you. See, this is not my path. This is not where I want to be because the last time I knew, I thought it was out of style. You know, I didn't know they were still doing drive-by shootings and stealing cars. That's insane to me. See, they did that in the 90s. I left home in 2001. They did that in the 90s. You know, Minister Society, all the different things. Yeah, about that life. However, I moved here. I can't navigate these streets. And I'm too old to be trying to navigate the streets. What I'm trying to say is I do not understand how they operate. So that's a path that I don't want to be on. So when I came, I didn't get mixed up in the crowd. Wait a minute. Let's show some love to the live people. Yeah. Thank y'all. Okay, listen. But I didn't want to get mixed up with the crowd or everybody else. I just stayed in my lane because I am not who I was back in the 90s. And I'm not about to try and figure out what make y'all click because to me ain't nothing clicking. They just react and that's fine. But what I had to learn is I can't sit around and talk about these people like, oh, they crazy. Just no. This is their culture. This is their culture. And as I told another girlfriend of mine that's from Detroit, see, we kind of click. We understand some things because we from the same kind of neck of the woods. But what I had to explain to her is, hey, this is their culture. You don't like it, get out. Because I definitely moved. But it's not a horrible, horrible place. It's just not my path. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. When you're on your path, stay on your path. When you start wanting to be like somebody else and be this, that, and the third, hey, that's what's up. When you start and want to do that, then you get in their lane and then you can't navigate. See, they know these streets. They know which corners to go to. They know who to speak to. They know the look in the eyes of someone. But you don't. Now you're on their path. Now it's like you naive. You getting used. You getting ran over. You getting mistreated. Now you become a people pleaser because you're trying to fit in. Now you lose yourself totally because now you're being unauthentic. You can't be your true authentic self. So with all that being said, y'all, thank y'all for the likes, love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you putting a comment up there so people can start liking and everything. But when you decide to just focus on you, right? Get your tail off their path. Because your navigation skills, your GPS is not going to work there. It's foreign. It's like trying to take the USA GPS and go to Germany with it. It's not going to work because the settings are for the United States. Do you understand? So as long as you sit around wanting to be somebody else, wanting their life, trying to destiny swap because you feel that you better than and you got better work, and that's fine. You probably do got better work. But right now in this season, it's their hour. It's not yours. And if you chose to, a lot of people, they love this. Hate on a person so bad. And then they get the job and they perform real low. Because it's not yours. That gift and that job was not created for you. God created that gift and that job for that person. And see, when that person get fired, you still looking around, you think you won because you got the job, but guess what? They got promoted. And they keep getting promoted because what's for them is for them, and it's going to follow them wherever they go. See, the blessings that was on that job that person made it look so easy. See, that went with them. Everything that they made look good and flow right goes with them. The anointing follows them. So now you get up in there and you looking real crazy. You like, this job too hard. See, this person was doing a job, and it really take 3 people to do the job because she's anointed. And it's a lesson that needed to be taught in that time. And God used her or him in that situation. It just flowed. And they didn't even feel like they were doing a big thing. It's just when they leave. Since you came in a nasty way and tried to get over on them or get them fired, right? They're going to continue to ascend and be their best. What's up, Chapo? What's up, Picasso? What's up, Linus? What's up, cousin? I see you out there too. They're going to constantly excel. And you're going to be looking like, why? She don't even know nothing. Guess what? She ain't got to know nothing. She know what she need to know. God blessed her with what she need to bless. That's when you find out how blessed you are. Is when, and how anointed you are. Favored and all. When you get jobs that you know you don't qualify for. It falls in your lap. You don't go chase it. It comes to you. But you over here, you failing right now. Thank you for the gifts. You failing real bad right now. Because it wasn't for you. But since you chose to get on over there, now you calling out to God saying, God, please help me. Help me not lose this job. Well, he is. He's going to put everything in front of you because everything that you need is around you. Because remember, you're his child. But he don't like ugly. He's going to teach you. Everything around you right now. It's there. Problem is, you're going to go look for it. See, my daughter that had this position, she didn't have to look for anything. I put it in her lap because she was obedient. She's my best soldier. I know that she's doing this job and she's doing it from her heart and not looking for the next promotion or whatever. Because she's on her path. She's not worried about what everybody else's path is doing. She's on her path. She's trusted in me knowing that I'm going to get her everything that she asks for. But you never asked me, can you have this job? You just went in and you stole it. And now you want my help. Well, the knowledge is there. But you go find it. You go find it. Because I can't give it. See, if you were nice to her, right? Or him. If you were kind to that person. If you wasn't trying to destiny swap with that person. I would have allowed the anointing to stay with the job. And still took care of her or him. And the anointing stayed with the job. But since you came in, as we talk about, and jumped on somebody else's path, you can't navigate like she can navigate. And that's why it's so important. So as you awaken and go through this path, and you become the better version of you, wait a minute, stop. Let's put a pin in that. Because you can't become the better version of yourself till you get past level 1. Level 1 is you versus you. Can you handle it? Can you handle it? If I was to take right now, let me see who I got out there. Richie Rich, Lioness. Listen, if I was to take everything that y'all did right now and put it back in your face, could you take it? All the nastiness that you did to people, could you take it? See, it talks about in the Bible, you know, it's going to open the book and see how good you were and how bad you were. You're going to check it off and all this, that, and the third, that, and the third. What if I was to tell you that's what the whole awakening is? What if I was to tell you that the whole thing of free will is when you go through the awakening? See, we read stuff the way we read stuff. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I just said, what if? Just give you something to think about. That's all I want. And the reason why I'm giving you something to think about, because that's part of the self-love and the awakening, is your conscious, higher conscious, thinking with your higher self. So it's not to cause confusion. No, it's to let you think. Let your mind process what it's supposed to be doing anyway. We put limits on our mind. We put a limit and a cap on our mind. Hey, don't go past that. Well, I can't think outside of the box because if I do, then, it's against my religion. See, that was the whole purpose of the religion, to put a cap on your thinking. How dare you think that, okay, if God created all of us, who created God? How dare you think past that? Then there's the pastor to tell you, hey, he's omniscient. He's everywhere, he's just a being. It's just a spirit. And they start trying to break it down. And because you're a religion and this is what you're taught, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it now. You don't get it. You don't get it. What if the whole, let's look at it when I say the free will. What if, let's talk about the dark night of the soul. Let's talk about the awakening. You decide to go through awakening. Awakening, first level, as we talk about, is you versus you. You die into your old self. And a lot of people, they tell you, that's when you get baptized and you die from your sin. Okay. Baptism is just you identifying and understanding that there is a God. Jesus died on the cross for your sin, but there is a God. You identify that there is. But what if I told you it was a whole nother level to it? But if I'm the enemy, why would I want you to know about anything else? Why? I'm going to keep you right there. John the Baptist baptized everybody. Jesus started baptizing people in his name. And the Holy Spirit, and the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Keep it as that. Done. Fine. Done. Because if you find out anything else, how you get to thinking, then it's a possibility you're going to defeat me. See, everybody like, well, why God just can't defeat the enemy? But if we're created in his image, why can't we defeat the enemy? Think about that. Why can't we defeat the enemy? See, we put everything on big God, our God. We put everything on him and say, God, why you just can't? You God, you could do that. But if you're created in his image, why you can't do it? This is what I need you to think about. It's in you. That's the purpose of the self-love. But anyway, let's talk about the awakening. Go through the awakening. Go through the dark night of the soul. That's you versus you. That's the first level. Some people just quit right then and there. And they go back to believing what was taught to them in religion. And they say, you know what? That's some witchcraft stuff. That's some crazy stuff. It's not witchcraft. That's what the enemy wants you to think. This is higher conscious. This is your thinking. Why would God give us a brain to not think? Does any of that make sense? If you were really to tap into your whole power, you think the movies, being able to move stuff with your mind, you think that was just on the X-Men? Because it's a thing. If we were to tap in fully into our mind. Yes. Sounds crazy, huh? Yeah, it sounds crazy because of the fact they kept our mind to think that is, false and that's just make-believe. But what if I told you the power was in you? Well, okay. Let me ask y'all this. Well, how was Moses able to crack the rock? A rock from the mountain. A rock with a cane, with a stick, because the power was in him. Everybody's chasing, like I said, the twin flame, and the twin flame is within you. Everything starts with you. Twin flame is in you. Everybody go get these crystals, and they burn the sage and put all this stuff around their house, and they do the woola, 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 water. What if I told you you don't need any of that? Because it's in you. Nothing's going to work until you activate you. So, everyone, I'm going to charge my crystals outside in the sun. If you ain't got your crystals on, you can still do the same thing because it's in you. You charge your crystals. Everything is you. And if the enemy can keep you confused and thinking elsewise. So let's talk about this free will. So what if, let's think about it. We go in and we just decide to go through awakening. We decide to say, hey, okay, cool. Now, do you know there are other so-called gods out there, right? Or am I just talking? I'm probably just talking. But anyway, let's talk about it. See, the gods that they created themselves, these were big gods. You got the god of the sun, you got the god of water, you got the god of this, you got the god of that. You got these different gods that people created, right? Now, you cannot be foolish to think. You cannot be that foolish to think that, oh, man, I don't believe that and I don't believe that. But yet, you believe in your God. So that's what I'm saying. You have to know and discern the spirit. I'm going somewhere with this. Rock with me. So my God is I am that I am. I am that I am. That's what he told Moses to tell his people. I am that I am. You tell him I am who I am. I am that I am. I am. Right? Because he's a I am what? What? I am what you keep calling your God to be. I am what you think your God is. I am that. I created all things. I am. I am it all. I am all. I am. I am. So what you praise your God to be, and you like, hey, my God is the God of this. I am. I created what he's saying that he's the God of. I created the earth. I created this. I created all of this. So I am. I am the God of the water. I am the God of, because I am. So that was the problem with Moses. Like, hey, they keep going down there praising and praying to everybody else. You know, it's only one God. So who should I tell them you are? I am. I am that I am. I am who I say I am, pretty much. I am. What you think that is, I am. Okay, skirt. Let's get to the side. Let's get back on topic. Now, when you go through this awakening, you're going to meet different deities. You're going to be called. So, you know, I'm not going to say any of their names because of the fact it's not relevant. However, you hear a lot of artists. They pray. You have one artist. I'm just going to put the colors out. All yellow, sunflowers, sun over their head. They pray to that God. That's what they pray to. And they pray to it and they don't understand. And then you get a lot of people like, you know what? I am black and I'm beautiful, so I got to pray to that God. Yes. Do what you please. While you're in the awakening, you will be called by the different gods, by the different entities, by the different deities. You're going to be called by those things, but you got to remember those deities come from a place. From a place. They not like us, right? And when you come from that place, you have to have the free will. Everybody read the Bible and said you have free will to listen to God or don't listen to God, go where God go. But let's look a little bit deeper in that free will. This is what the free will is talking about. What God are you going to choose? You have free will to choose whatever God that it is that you want to choose. And if you choose that God, that's on you. You pick and choose what you want. But in the process of the awakening, what happens is this. And this is something I had to battle with. Because, I shared my testimony once before, you know. I just don't feel led to spread it, to share it right now. But I had a situation and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what's happening. And I found myself falling into this whole being called and being drawn to then I got to getting hip to what if everything I knew was not right? What if everything I knew that I thought was right was wrong? And I found myself, but what kept me is the God that I've always praised. And always, every time I called him, because I didn't know nobody else, every time I called him, he was always there. And I had to think about that. So what I'm going to do with this new God? I don't get the feeling that I get when I talk to this guy. So what is happening with this guy? What are you? You're the enemy to cause division and confusion. But this is when free will kicked in. I chose to continue to follow what I knew and what has always saved me, what has always been there for me. And ever since I turned my back and went that way, I just been ascending. I just been elevating. I'm not confused anymore on which way I should go, which way I shouldn't go. See, a lot of people will never know what you're talking about when you go through your awakening because they ain't never been through it. A lot of people will say they went through awakening because they hear people on TikTok talk about it. They hear people on TikTok saying like, yeah, the Great Awakening, and whatever the place on TikTok say, or social media say, that's what they gravitate to. But what they don't understand is the only reason they're hearing these messages is because they're being called. These things are just not a coincidence. Because you're being called. but it's your free will. You're being called to go through this awakening, but it's your free will to do what you want. You see? So, in the mix of all that, let's tie it all together, right? Now, you got yourself worrying about why this person got a rap career or whatever kind of career you ain't got. Why his t-shirt business selling better than yours. Why the soap business is better than yours. Why this person, you invested in Bitcoins and theirs is explode. Why is this and why is that? Why am I all in their business? Because this is what we do. This is what human beings do. But I'm going to tell you what beings do. What beings do is mine. What that girl from Pakistan say? Man and my effing business. That's what beings do. They mind the business that pays them. They mind the business of the person that they're connected to, directly connected to. They ain't worrying about nobody else. They're connected to God, and that is it. Beings are only here to be. And while they're here, they're setting the example and the tone to how you should live your life. Not telling you how to live your life. So let's talk about it. Christians out here bashing LGBTQ. They bashing people that, they get into the tarot and everything else, and they bashing the people that say, I built me an altar. They bashing the people that say, do you get the key word to? I'm not talking about what they bashing. I'm talking about the key word to is bashing. Now, let's talk about it. So let's talk about hey, Picasso, let's talk about it. Now, this is what they do, but they tell you, come to God, he loves you. Well, if you gonna make God seem like he just, gonna beat me up if I sneeze, I don't want that. What I want that for? See, they never tell you that God is a loving God. God is love. That's his name, love. It's the highest gift of all. It's God, love. They're never going to tell you that. They're going to be the ones cussing in the pulpit. I don't see nothing wrong with cussing. This is my thing with cursing. I just say whatever you want to say. You better do what you're supposed to be doing now. Whatever. Anyway. But that's their cross to bear. But these the ones I had, a pastor. Hey, this joker just loved to say the word ninja, but the actual word be on the pulpit like ninja, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, for real? I ain't coming here no more. But anyway, you have them that sit and they yak, they drink a little bit, talk a little noise, But I'm a cool pastor. I'm human, right? I'm human. Yeah, okay. But then you have the ones that go out partying all night, still chasing skirts, out here fornicating, doing whatever it is because, hey, you don't see it. You got the ones that you don't supposed to be gay, but they low key doing their thing. They pants around their ankles. You know what I mean? But yet they bash you and tell you, God said it's a sin to be gay. God said it's a sin for this and it's a sin for that. If you talk back this, that, even with your parents, how they keep you in track. If you disrespect your parents, you won't live long days. But it also says, if you read a little bit more, it says parents do not provoke your children. See, nobody want to talk about the other side to the other things. But let me get back on track, right? So you got the Christians that's bashing you and doing all this, and you're like, well, I don't want nothing to do with God if he gonna do that to me. So let's talk about Saul. We talked about him the other day, and we talked about this story right here. And with Saul went around because his whole thing is, that is something serious. Ruth, Naomi, and that's what I'm talking about, because I was going to talk about those two ladies in the Bible. But anyway, thank you for joining, though. But you got Saul running around killing folks because they believe in Christianity. It is no other way. It's the way he see it, and that's just that. Now, just picture that. This is how I see it. Ain't no such thing as Christianity. Ain't no such thing as this. Ain't this. Just kill him. And that's what he was doing, taking people out. Okay, cool. But here's my thing, though. When God finally got him, and he got in Damascus, and boom, went blind, brought him to, talked to him, got him together, this, that, and the third. He did not come out as Paul and go around bashing people. He realized that I have to be righteous. I have to set the example. He started living now what he believed. which is his truth now that the Christians are not enemies. He called himself a Christian. He walked around and he just became that. And what he did was he spoke. He was a vessel. He allowed himself to be a vessel. He wasn't going around taking people by the back of the head, mushed them down on the ground and saying, hey, who's your God? And he wasn't doing all that. He wasn't going around saying, hey, the reason why you cripple was because you did something in your life, because it's a curse. He wasn't going around saying that, oh, homosexuals, you know what, get out of here, and bashing them and beating them and taking a stone. See, Jesus said when they wanted to beat the woman because she wanted to have all the sex. But whatever, we just put it out there, right? Wanted to beat the woman. They said, ye who without sin, throw the first stone. Nobody could throw the stone, not even the pastor, the priest. No one that sat in the synagogue. Nobody. Because who's to say that they went over there bumping rear ends or doing whatever they do best? I don't know. But they ain't throw that stone. See, the only person that was without sin was Jesus, and he chose not to throw a stone. And the reason he chose not to throw a stone because his job was to be. That is the purpose. You just have to be. There is nothing else that you're supposed to be doing. If it is wrong of what they're doing, you just be. And how do you just be? Meaning that you stay on your path. You be the vessel that he's supposed to be. And if they are doing something wrong, you're supposed to deal with them gently. God will let you know. Matter of fact, here's what the problem that I have. Everybody want to be the teacher. Everybody's righteous than thou. Oh, I've been knowing the Bible all these years. I know what's going on. And I know this, and I can read the Bible from left to right and this, that, and other. That's fine. You can read it and you can quote it, but do you understand it? See, is it embedded in you? So you can quote anything all day. You can quote that. That don't mean that is who you are. That don't mean that you can interpret it the way it needs to interpret. I tell people the Bible is the eye of the beholder. So what you read and interpret, I'm not probably going to read and interpret that way. But it's not my job to tell you, hey, you wrong. What is my job is to, in your job, because we're being, is to, I hear you. I listen to what you say. I open my mind up to understanding, what's up, Pop Hood, to understanding what you're saying, because this is how I interpret it. Now we just interpret the code. We just broke the code. Because in order for you to get to the level of understanding you have to be at, I had to come in and speak how I interpreted it. That's how the church works. Anyway, talk about that later. So now, we're sitting back. And you have to remember when you're going out and these people, if God did not send you over there, don't go over them. Man your business. What's up, Naisha? What's up, Pop Hood? Man your business. I don't care. God didn't send you over there. God did not. And don't be around here talking about this is my assignment. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you come to me talking about I'm your assignment, I'm probably going to deal with you. Because what you just told me is, that's all I'm worth. I need help. See, when you're dealing with people, you got to understand what you're saying. Because that person can be full of pride, full of ego, and can take it just like this. Saying, I need you. Saying you smarter than me. I'm your assignment. Who is you? Who? Girl, bye. Not Miss, username, suck the skin 33 off. No. Who the hell? Hit him with the Nikki. No. You don't go to no one and say that. What you understand and know is God gave you a task. It is not your job to let that person know you're my task. You're my assignment. You're my job. No. God gave you a task. If he told you that child or that person is in sin and he sent you, that means you go. But you go as your true, authentic self. You don't go holier than thou. You don't go, well, I got this title now. I'm in church. They can call me the deaconess, evangelist, Lord of the Rings of Coach 9. And I go to him. No, I'm going to go to him in my true, authentic self. That's why God sent me. See, it's not until you love yourself that you know who you are, whose you are. You got a point to prove. Guess what? If you may cuss, he might need your cussing behind and going over there and talk to buddy. That's your true, authentic self. because maybe you can relate. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. When God sing you, always go as your true, authentic self. Now, when I say that, don't go like I can't go to anyone in the hood, Isha, I was before. Because that ain't who I was. And that wasn't my true, authentic self. I was that way because I was a product of my environment. You understand? Your true, authentic self, you will not know that person until you go through the awakening. And until you accept self-love and work on you and heal. When you go through it, then therefore you can help others get through it. So if God ain't sent you, don't put your 2 cents in it. Let me tell you how accountable you are for things. So we sitting here and, okay, Trucking Pretty, I'm going to use you as an example. Listen. God done sent me and you. We over here chilling. We over here having a good conversation. And somebody that came to us asking us for direction. Wig twisted to the side. Looks like she ain't got much to eat or nothing going on. Right? I'm about to be real funny. She come over here looking like Shamar. Let's just put that out there. Shamar is funny to me. But y'all already know what I'm talking about. Just coming over here better than. And God laid it on my heart, not your heart. God laid it on my heart to say something positive. Right? And God laid it on your heart to feed her. And we ain't do none of that. We over here dying laughing. You know, laughing hard because we can't get it together. I mean, because Shamar funny anyway. But we can't get it together. We just laughing. So we don't mean no harm, really. We just laughing because it's funny. But we missed the mark. I don't care if we meant no harm. I don't care what happened. Even if we didn't laugh in the person's face, they walked off. We did not do what we were supposed to do. You did not feed that person. Do you understand? I did not say anything positive. I kept my mouth shut. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person. But I missed my job. That was my job. I had one job in that moment. One job. The whole day has been going smooth. We had one job in that moment, and we chose to make it about ourselves. Now, what if we'd have did what we were supposed to do and then laugh later? I don't know nobody if Shamar come around ain't gonna laugh. Because it's not the fact that we picking on his illness. It's the fact that he just funny. He just talks so much trash. I'm just saying. But anyway, you have to remember when you are you're accountable for all your actions when you decide to go through the awakening. When you decide to do self-love and heal. You start being accountable for things. See, they told us when we were younger that if you don't know, you can't be accountable for it. But when you know, then you're accountable. It even gets better. When you're 12, you start being accountable for your actions. See, everything that was taught to us because it was a cap on our limitation of thinking, feeling, and being. It's no way that they tell me God is in me, but it's no way that I can pray or I can speak to something and it disappear, or I can pray over something and they get healed. It's no way. Because I put a cap on my gifts, on my being. My spirit can do all things. You know how it says you can do all things through Christ. My spirit that lives within me can do all things because it's a direct connection to Christ. Do you understand? When you decide to tell your spirit man to say, hey, chill out, back up, Holy Spirit, back up, I got this. What you did was you just set your path on fire. Because anything that we touch off our flesh and our free will, off our own understanding, is going to be garbage. Thank you, Chapo. It's going to be garbage. It is not going to be good. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be all out of alignment. You're going to feel like, I know y'all felt it. Well, I feel like God not here. Yeah. I feel like God not here. I feel like he left me. Yeah, that's the first thing we say. But we don't think about, well, he's still there. I just happened to make a left turn. See, my GPS told me, because I chose to tune my own GPS. I choose to be, matter of fact, I went old school. I went back to MapQuest, and I decided to get a map that showed destination way back in 2001, 3, and 4. I'm on the latest edition of 2005 of MapQuest. And I chose to take that and direct my own steps. See, God never left. He's always right there. He ain't went nowhere. He is the destination. He is the vibe. You know? He is, I am that I am. He is. It's when you decide to do it your way. And then you distance yourself from him. That's what happens. So tying it back in. When you're going through your awakening, when you start operating in your purpose, when your gifts start getting heightened, don't be that one. Oh, snap, beeline straight to somebody, and you start, boom. Sometimes you may, as they say, a babe in Christ. Let's move that to the side. What do a babe in Christ to me mean? A babe in Christ to me is the one that's thinking, that's like, okay, I wonder. The ones that's trying to figure out, just like, how does this work? Because that's the only way you can be a babe in Christ. Meaning that you don't really know him, but it's kind of like, mom, after you give birth to your child, guess what? Your child is going to know you through everyone else. Even though this baby never seen your face, but it's your smell. It's you. It's the DNA that's in that baby that's in you. The DNA that's in you, you'll always know which one is your baby. Right? So that baby in Christ is like, I know God, but how does all this work? Because that's how I look at it. That's the only way it can be. Because once you surrender and say, okay, God, have your way, you're fully operating. Your gifts. He started teaching you. You start understanding your purpose. It just works that way. That's what I think. But what does religion make you think? A person that just got saved yesterday and they're learning about God. And guess what they make that person feel like every time? This baby just got baptized. They give her a Bible. They give her a class. And they send her on her way and tell her to go knock on doors to be an evangelist. Okay. And then they sit back and watch them and grade them. See, when the Jehovah's Witnesses was knocking on your door, they were doing their job. They were being evangelists. This is what evangelists do. You're an evangelist. I'm an evangelist. Right now, I'm being an evangelist. I'm teaching you some stuff. That's it. So, and then they send them on the way. But see, what they send them on the way, and this is what eats me up with them when they send them on the way. You send them on the way because of what you brought up in your mind, what the religion said a babe in Christ is, and what you took in your mind because you're so big now, because you've been saved for a whole year. You've been saved for 20 years. So y'all so big now. This baby is looking up to y'all to ask y'all to try to figure out. Y'all ain't teaching her nothing. You just throw her out to the wolves. And guess what? They're going to knock on somebody's door. Knock on somebody's door that's just waiting for it. All right, cool. You talking about that. Let me get my Bible. Open up your book to Psalms 20. Open up your book to this. Did you know? And, start making up book names. And the baby like, I read that book and it's not even a real book. And then they sit back. But this is where it gets real crazy. No one ever jumps in to save her. They all just sit back because they don't even know the word. See, the Bible is a guideline. So when people go and they recite the Bible and download it and remember and, get these quotes and they just say these things and they just this, that, and the third. See, it's more to it than that. The Bible is the biggest prophecy of all. The Bible is a study guide. The Bible is for you. It's the testimonies that's in there. In those times that happened, but now the new age you is reading this, you can kind of compare and you can see what that person did. Well, David always prayed. David accepted things for what they were. But also David was like, well, God, pretty much breaking it down like, God, I want you to get them. They coming for me. David even did pretty much some praying of like, take him out, you know? So you pick and choose what part of David you want to listen to, right? Neither here nor there. Everybody love to talk about Job. Job was a righteous man. He went through so much trials and tribulations and this, that, and the third. But, you know, Job, some of the quotes, he sound like he was like in a bipolar state. Because one moment he like, Lord God, I love you. Lord, I love you. And then the next day, like, God, just take me out. I can't take it no more. And then the next day, he's like, I trust you and I know this is right. See, that's more relatable. See, nobody talks about that. Let's talk about why that's relatable. Because you do it. I do it. In the mix of things going wrong, we get so upset like, well, God, why is this happening to me? What's going on? You know what, God? I trust you. I trust you, God. I'm going to let this go. I rebuke it and I throw it away. Throw it and cast it in the pits of hell. Lord, I'm done with it. But then in the next sense, we pick it back up. And we're just like, God, why is this? See, those are the type of testimonies you're supposed to. Don't go with everyone and he went through. See, those are the type of testimonies you're supposed to. Don't go with everyone and he went through it and he loved God. No, his wife was like, bruh, if you don't denounce him, if he's that way, then why is this? Denounce him. Look at everything we lost. Our babies. Get her right. The wife like, get him out of there. Look at Lot wife. Lot wife like, look, we can get our own stuff. I'm sick of this. Because she was sick of it anyway. She didn't want to be there anyway. Love their wives. But at the end of the day, that's the part of the testimony that you need to listen to. Not the fluff around it. See, they put more fluff in there, so therefore, it could be made a chapter. They just couldn't get straight to the point. They got to make it interesting, right? So they do this to make it interesting. But the point of it is, in that, what you can get from that is the fact that Job was a righteous man. He loved God, but it was times that he questioned God. It was times that he wanted to give up. But in the mix of every time when he wanted to give up, he never could bring himself to separate him from God. To separate him from God. That's the testimony. Hey, Sonia. That's the testimony. Do you understand? So all these people that's quoting the Bible and they like, oh God, deliver me from my enemies. Give me a table that I'm going to look down on my enemy. They're getting all this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. But the people that said it, did you see what they went through? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you read how intense it was for them? But you running around here quoting a part of when they made it through. But what about when they was in the mix? So that's a guideline. But they'll use that, the religion will use that to cap you. Oh, this is what you got to go by. This is it. This is it. This is all it is. This is the book. Okay, cool. That's the book. That's the book to help give me hope. To know that, because history repeats itself, there's nothing new under the sun. Go to Ecclesiastes. It'll tell you about it. But at the end of the day, guess what? Now you're going to move along. And you're going to learn about God on your own. And that's when you go within. And he's going to meet you where you are. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, what you're not going to do and what you're going to stop doing in this season. Listen, Nisha, you got a story. You got a serious story. You have a serious testimony. And what I think has not happened is I feel like you have not tapped all the way in. And maybe you don't know how, because a lot of people don't know how. Sometimes when we're being called, things keep happening. It's like, what is happening? I'm asking for this and this is not happening, but everything keep happening to me. And the reason why it keep happening to you is because he's calling you. So every time that you think that you're doing the right way, he going to put a block right there in front of you. Everything that you do until you surrender and say, okay, what is it that you need me to learn in this moment? What is it that you need from me so I can stop hitting this block, running into this wall, because I'm tired. I've been doing it for a couple of years. I'm tired of hurting. I'm in pain. He ain't got you on Do Not Disturb. We put ourselves on there. And it's so funny that you said how I used to feel, right? Before I tapped in. And that was the thing I would like, God, what in the world? I felt like I was disconnected. I used to use the word isolated. I don't use that word anymore. Isolated from people. I even became scared to be around people. I'm like, hey, like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know if I'm coming or going. But that was the purge. He had to pull me away from everybody, make me dislike it all. Get away from it. But guess what? But even in all that, he took all that out. I still did not go within. I just sat there. So I was idle for a couple of years. Just idle. I don't want to deal with nobody. I don't go outside. I don't do anything. I just sit here. I was idle. And it wasn't him handling me. I answered. He took, gave me the roadblocks and all this stuff, got the people away from me. Fine. But then I did not put any more action behind it because I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I had to accept it. And it's like I felt like I was content. Like I'm just here. Like this is all my life is. This is it. This is it. I'm a mom. Go to work. Come home. This is it. I don't even want to wear makeup. I don't even want to do my hair. I'm good. I ended up growing my hair out long. What? I ain't put on clothes. And then I started going to the gym. Gym clothes. That's all I had. Other than that, I'm in jogging pants, t-shirt. In my house. Until the last task, I guess, he had to jumpstart it because it's so important right now in this season right now. Everyone has their mission. It is time for everyone to activate. It's kind of like right now, we are the Avengers right now. We're being called to activate. And the reason why we're being called, see, it's not even just the Avengers. You ever notice that DC, well, back in the day, the DC Marvel and the DC and Marvel, they used to be under the same thing, but something happened with the copyrights, all that stuff, and they separated, right? They separated. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, I love to bring up something like that. And they separated. Now, they kind of still did kind of the same thing, like you would have some of the characters that you have in DC, some of them kind of be over in Marvel, but they kind of twist it up a little bit. But at the same time, they still got a connection. Like if they were to come together, and mend that bridge, then they probably will be able to come back together and it's going to be a big thing. But let me explain to you. So you have some, which was the DC old school, which is the ones that have been awakened for a while, that has been operating, keeping us babes, us little ones, right? Before we awaken, has been keeping us to the point that, hey, let me guide you a little bit. Now they kind of tired because listen, our generation and on down, we don't wore them out. But anyway. That's the DC. Now we're the Marvel. We're in the awakening season. It is time because it is time for us to come together. See, when we come together, if you ever looked at, can you imagine Captain America and Superman? You know what I mean? It's no way. It's no way anything can come against us. Right? So that's what's happening in this season. We are coming together. We are awakening and we are being called. And I'm telling you, Naisha, it's not nothing that I can do for you. It's not nothing that I can say. Thank you. It's not anything. It's only thing I can do is be me and tell you what I had to do. Because once you decide to step in, talk to your God and let him know, hey, I'm ready. And you surrender, he's going to take you down a path, but you can't quit. If you think that you feeling a type of way today, tomorrow you going to feel like everything was snatched, like your soul was snatched from your back because he got to rebuild you. Because this is the season that we have to come together. The Great Awakening. It's happening right now, unfolding in front of our eyes. See, now the enemy is at an all-time high. Where's it kicking off at? Music industry, the politics. America is just going, but it don't bother me. I don't sit around and stress out. Not saying that none of this stuff is affecting me. No, I'm not saying it at all. It's just that I can't control it. So some people get frustrated at me because when I turn on the news and they show the president or whatever, I start laughing. Listen, don't tell me what to do. But I start laughing. And the reason I start laughing is because in the end game, God will win. It's nothing I can do. So why not make it my Comedy Central? Because here it is. I can't do anything. No matter what he do, I can't go save anyone's life. I can't do anything. I can pray. All I can do is be. And while I'm being, and that's being who I am, getting on here, talking to you guys, getting y'all focused, trying to get your mind right, because we can't control anything that's out here unless you start operating in your purpose. You operate in your purpose. Thank y'all so much for the likes, shares, and follows. You operate in your purpose, you can make some things move. But until you operate in your purpose, you're just going to be out here stressed out. See, I don't get stressed out like that because I'm operating in my purpose. I have awakened. And I'm still going through it, okay? Like, I have to separate. Now, fasting. You just going to have to fast. You're just going to have to fast. There's some spirits that just can't be prayed away. You have to fast. And until we all awaken and come together as one and do a mass fast, you talking about a mass following, a mass fast, it ain't going to shake. It's going to continue to do what it do. However, I am of abundance. I am anointed. I am favored. I am being. Being who I'm supposed to be. Setting the example to trigger you or the next person into their awakening. The choice is yours. It's up to you. But it ain't easy. It's totally different. It's totally different from the whole baptism and all the, it's totally different. But it's nothing I can help you through. This is your journey. It's awakening to your journey. Naisha, what if I'm stuck right here constantly on repeat with the same thing because I'm waiting on you to go through your awakening and get in line with your purpose. So therefore, I can go to the next level. What if it could be? Let me explain something to you. That's okay. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to feel great in the beginning of the fast or whatever part of the fast. You're going to feel great. But it's your mind. Let me explain this before I get in the next topic. I forgot what the next topic was already. But listen. Before you fast, you have to clear this. You have to go into congregation with all 27 of your personalities or however many you got or whatever's going on. And you got to settle some debt. You got to go in knowing that, okay, I got this going on in my life. I got this going on in my life. You got to meet each issue and say, hey, I can't pay you. So you're not even thought anymore. I can't change you. So I'm not even thinking about that no more. I'm putting you in the undesirable because with the undesirable, that means I want no parts of nothing. I can't deal with you right now. Hey, kids, y'all is driving me crazy. Hey, maybe you got family around. Send your kids to the family because the enemy will use your kids. Maybe they got their father. Send them to their father. Doesn't mean that you don't love them, but this is something that you have to do. Because fasting has everything to do with your purpose. When you fast, listen, it's the same way if you're fasting. You're fasting it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the purpose that you're going to embark on to help someone else. It's a testimony. This fasting is going to allow you to clear the way. Because at the end of everything, it's your purpose that has to be done. It shall be done. Your hour is here. So clear your mind. Put it in the undesirable. We don't say negative. Don't say negative. Change your mind. Put it undesirable. You tell the enemy. You don't have to tell him that you're about to go on a fast. You ain't got to tell him nothing. See, when you don't speak it, That's what they talk about. Don't show it. Don't act like this. Don't act like that. It had nothing to do with people to feel bad for you. No, it had everything to do with the enemy. See, if he don't know what's going on, he can't send anything your way if he don't know how to send it. So, okay, don't tell him nothing. But what you can tell him is, hey, enemy, come here. Let me talk to you. Let me have a conversation with you. I don't know which one of your personalities going to show up. I just read what you said, Sonia. Yeah, you got to call them all together. You just let them know, listen, right now, I'm done. This relationship that you and I had, the relationship that you feel like you can come in and out of my life and tell me what to do, talk to him. He ain't scary. Talk to him. Remember, you have authority over him. You talk to him. Talk to him in any kind of way you want. But me, I found that I don't have to yell, scream, and all that. This relationship we got, it ain't working no more. You know, I tried it. I thought I was on my purpose when you had me chasing a passion. You know, you're not my friend. So, or you could go straight in like, you know what? I rebuke you right now in the mighty name of Jesus. I cast you into the pits of hell. And if you're not allowed in the pits of hell, I send you out to dry places that you cannot attach to anyone else. I remove you from my household. I remove you from my heart, my mind, my spirit, and my soul. Any attachment that you have that is lingering on, I rebuke it right now. You are not allowed here in my home and in my life, around my children, or anything. Every thought and plan that you had against me, I cancel it right now. And you just go on about your business. Get him on out the way. Because he's not important. You don't have to go and conjure up and get you no sage and go into the Lord God, have mercy. I am here. You ain't got to go into all that. You ain't got to do all that. You are the authority. God gave you authority. You don't have to, and this is what I had to learn. I don't have to speak with authority because I am authority. See, I used to have this strong, direct, rah, rah, rah. Even in prayer, I will pray until I'm hoarse. Now, not anymore. Some days I get a little crump. And even the last couple of days on this live, I've been quite chill. I don't know what that's about, but I like it. You know, I don't have to be so hyped up. And the reason why for the last couple of days it's been like that is because I'm leveling up. See, that's right. A lot of people, they conjure up things because they don't know things, right? They conjure up things because they don't know things. Now, if I'm sitting around here because they told me that in order to be a spiritualist, I got to go get all the crystals. I got to go get some dirt. I got to go get some pigtails. I got to go get a chicken root. I got to come on up in here, get some sage and some pineapple juice and some cinnamon, throw it at my door and some salt, throw it over my back and go get me a black cat. And then boom, I am a spiritualist. Here I am. And draw all tattoos on me, lock my hair, and I'm here. And kumbaya. You don't even know what you're doing. See, a lot of the people that do these different things, I'm not going to say this stuff is not real because it is real. But at the same time, you don't need any of that. You are the whole vibe. You are the whole problem. When you show up, I don't care if you walk across a spiritualist or whatever it is, and she is, you know, known around town to be the one to, if she look at you and it's, hey, Michelle, you know, and she got her hair wrapped and she, the high priestess, and she this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. That crystal and all that, you don't need all that because she know who you are. Let's think about this. Harry Potter. Look at Harry Potter. If you never even watched the movie, just look at Harry Potter. Who is scared of Harry Potter? Look how tiny he is. Boy, if you get out my face. But the high priest is scared of him. Okay, Harry Potter. But listen, that high priest is scared of him. That spiritualists is scared of him because it ain't got nothing to do with him. It's the spirit that's in him. He's chosen. He not walking around there. The boy had a staff, don't even know what it is. Because it's not the staff, it's him. He is the power. Kind of like Thor. Only Thor can move the hammer. Because he has the power. But then, in the last Avengers and all that, everybody was picking up the dang on. Because of the fact the power wasn't in that anymore. It was in him. Even though he had gained all that weight, it was in him. It's when you realize that you are the power, nothing matters. That staff, anybody can pick it up. Because it had nothing to do with the hammer. It had nothing to do with the staff. It had everything to do with the person. So yes, you make people flee. It was a point in time that people would attack me, right? I didn't understand why they were attacking me. I didn't understand it's because it was what's in me. I didn't even know how. I was the Harry Potter. But I tell you what, they don't bother me no more. I don't sit around and do the, you send something to me, I send it back. I don't do the, return the sender and all that. I don't do that because that's not God-like. And let me tell you what I mean by God-like. God is love. My gift is love, showing unconditional love. I'm love, God's love, it's in me. So for me to return to sender, I just hurt you. I hurt you with what you tried to hurt me with. I just hurt you. I'm going to be accountable for that. What I do is I acknowledge what is happening. When you're spiritually tapped in, people, you have things that's happening to you and people be like, oh, she crazy, he crazy, he crazy. No, they ain't crazy. They ain't crazy at all. They understand what's happening to them. When some people say my left ear, my right ear itch, that mean they talking about me. That could be their niche. I used to have this bad habit when I could be having a great day, but when my nose start itching, see, I wasn't all the way tapped in yet. I wasn't tapped in at all. I just knew when my nose started itching, I started checking my surroundings because that means I'm about to get mad. I'm about to get angry. Something is going to happen today to piss me off. And guess what? It get to itching and I fall for the okie doke every time. They come straight, even though I know what that meant for me. They still come through the door and piss me off. It wasn't until I tapped in and I realized those were gifts. When you're spiritually grounded, you'll know your gifts. And what I was supposed to do in that moment is, oh, snap, here come the enemy. Let me rebuke him right now. And let me rebuke him and pray that what he's trying to send my way works out for my good and whoever he is trying to attack me with. Now, see, this person that's attacking me, it ain't them, it's the spirit that's in them. But I'm going to send blessings to that person. So now my nose itch or whatever kind of thing I got going on, I pray. And then what I do is pray for the person that's coming to attack me. Because it ain't you that's attacking me. It's the spirit that's in you that the enemy is using. But what I want to do is rebuke it. So therefore the enemy can't use it and it backfire on the enemy. But I ask that God send blessings your way. Because what happens is that person that's coming to attack me, guess what he's doing? He's watching me. He's looking at me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Christian, thank you for the likes. You've been hitting like and you've been hitting like. Thank you for the like. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all so much. Invite others. Thank you, Aaron. Right. So, Aaron, let's talk about it. So now that person that's coming to me, right? He's looking at me. Like, why she didn't react? Why? Wait a minute. She just blessed me. I got this unexpected check even though I did her wrong. I want what she got. But see, you got the ones that'll continue to let the enemy use them. I want what she got. I want her power. You can't take what ain't yours. You can't KILL me. You can't do nothing. I'm still here. No. You good. So the thing is, I can sit here and be mad. Like I used to tell people that was in the military. And I would tell my soldiers this. I said, listen, we got this going on and we got that going on. I said, I want you to do everything you can in the military. If they offer it, do it. Just know that you're not going to die. Do it. Accomplish it. Just know when we're going down this road and we running, give it all you got. You still gonna be here. And if it even look like you ain't gonna make it, I got your back. See, I'm your kickstand. I got you. Lean on me. I got you. I remember I was in basic training. If anybody know about that, at that time you had to do a 12-mile ruck march. And I wasn't even a leader in basic training. I was just typical, just Knox, just doing me. And my battle buddy, even though she treated me real bad during basic training, real bad. Now, we weren't even supposed to be having boyfriends in basic training. I wasn't thinking about it. Remind you, I'm a tomboy. I'm coming in at 19 years old. I'm still about that life. So I was a tomboy. I had nothing but brothers. So, of course, I get along better with guys, right? But the girl thought that I liked it, the guy that she liked it, and he liked it, me, and all that. And it just didn't even, she treated me real bad in basic training. But because I was too afraid of getting in trouble, because I knew what I didn't want. See, while you over here attacking me, I knew that I did not want to go back to Gary, Indiana. And I'm like, I do not want to go back there. I lost my little brother there. You know, it was just so much, and lost so many friends, so much hurt there. I didn't want to go back there. There's nothing there for me. I don't want to go back there. So I allowed her to attack me and do these things to me all the time. Like, she totally hated me. But now we at the 12-mile ruck march. Never mind, I've always been small. I think when I was in basic training, I was 112 pounds. I've always been small. So we got our rucks, we got our duffels, we got all these things. We got our full battle rider on, we got a weapon, we got everything. We going up this hill. Somebody ain't gonna make it. I could have just let her tumble on down the hill. I could have. But then she would have failed. And then it gave her a chance to do it again, but she wouldn't have been with the group that she knows. So what did I do? Give me a ruck. And I stood behind her. And she marching up the hill. And I'm behind her with my ruck, her ruck. I could take everything from her except for her full battle gear, and her weapon. She had to carry that on her own. And I'm behind her. And the reason why I'm behind her is because it's in the wee hours in the morning too. And we walking through the woods. We sweating, we hot. And I'm walking behind her because drill sergeant won't see, in my mind, her if she fall back, because she's going to fall on me and I'm going to bump her back up. You know what I mean? This the same one that gave me hell the whole time I was there. And I knew I could beat her up. But I didn't want to get in trouble because I didn't want to go back to where I came from. That was my nightmare. So I'm marching and I'm leaning forward. Now, I'm a tiny little something, but I'm leaning forward with her ruck, my ruck. But somehow I had the strength to do it because it was only God. See, I'm anointed. And in that moment, the reason why she was able to make it, because I went and attached myself to her. The anointed followed. But to still be clear, thank you for the roses, the likes, and the share. I'm still behind her and we walking. It's a steep hill. They call it death. It's the steep hill. And I'm leaning forward. And I promise you, it looked like every time we took a step forward, she was taking 2 steps back. I promise you that. But you gonna make it. We get to the top of that hill. We get to take our break. This is when we take our break, take our boots off, change our socks, because you don't want blisters, this, that, and other. You got to take care of your feet. Readjust your ruck, get you some water, hop back up. So you got 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, I don't remember her saying anything. And I wasn't expecting it, because I know what my job is now. My job is to assist you, whether you say thank you or not. Guess what? We started back. Same thing. It didn't matter. Carried it all the way until we got to our final destination. I don't remember her ever saying thank you. But it wasn't about her. It wasn't about the thank you. No, excuse me. It wasn't about me. See, sometimes you don't know people. You don't know what they went through or who they are. See, I don't know. What if she came from a place that she was always getting abused mentally, physically, or whatever, emotionally, or whatever the case may be, that if she failed this was going to be the end of her. What if, she go back home, she didn't make it, and this will be the end of her? You never know if she was on the tip of, if I don't make it, then this is it for me, because this is the last chance and I'm going to take myself out. You never know what a person go through. That's why you're supposed to just do your job. Stay the course. Stay the course. Stay focused. But it didn't bother me. It just didn't bother me. For her, some people are prideful. If I say sorry and I did all this time and all that, no. For the rest of my time that I was in the military, anytime I ran into her or anything, same thing. The guy that she swore up and down, me and him had something, me and him was still cool. But he was still able to tell me everything that she still had to say about. Girl, we ain't even been stationed together for all these years. All these years we ain't been stationed together. But that's how much her spirit hated my spirit. Because I'm not going to talk about you. I'm not going to talk bad about you. Because guess what? It was a testimony. And I just shared it. Poof, poof. Just did my job. So regardless of what happens in life, you stay the course. Look, I keep talking to this mic and it ain't even hooked up. So regardless, I don't know what this is about. It ain't even hooked up. But regardless of what happened, you stay the course. Just be. Be. Don't try to force anything. Just be. Meaning stay in the present. Whatever your present is, you're present. Whatever that is, stay present. I don't care how much heartache, how much pain, or whatever you're going through, stay present. Y'all, I thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. I ask you guys continue to follow and share. I'm going to get off here pretty soon, but not yet, though. I ain't ready yet. I still got something to say. When you stand present, see, it's a mind thing. Like, some people, they be just fine until they go to the doctor and get diagnosed, and all of a sudden, hell breaks loose, right? That's because they done already, once they get the diagnosis, they done already went to the grave. They done already went to picking out what they're going to wear for the funeral, who come to the funeral, planning that. They done already went. They never stayed present. Meaning that, A-Town, what's up? Meaning that they sat there and they into what was said. And they said, okay, God, what is it in this moment that you need me to know? Because I don't want this diagnosis. Stay present. Wait for him to tell you what you need to do next. Because a lot of the times he tell you what you need to do. And then when you go back, you get your positive result. But we already taken it. Well, I want my colors to be this, and I want my casket to be this. And let me tell you something. You better not let your daddy new wife come to and you better not let. Y'all already went to the grave. Talking about you don't want no doves and no pigeons. You want your favorite thing. You want alligators around you. You just went and took it to a whole nother level. You already told them you want to be embalmed and sitting up in the corner, watching them like this. You done already went there. I ain't going nowhere yet. Stay present. Have you noticed that sometimes we go through things and the people, right, cheetah print, this is what I want. Yeah. Listen, people that you're supposed to love you the most hurt you so bad. But have you ever thought about you hurt you so bad because you never loved you the most like you were supposed to? Nobody can hurt you. Who can hurt you? Really think about it. Think about somebody that you ain't thinking about, right? That you could care less about. Like, they are undesirable. You can care. Okay, me. Right now, Sonia, if I told you right now, girl, I don't like you, what would it matter? You don't even know me. What would it matter? If you told me, Coach, now I don't even like you, what is you talking about? I get people that come on this live. No lie. They come on here and they say some of the craziest things. It does not take me off my course because I don't know you. I wish I would dwell. It was one time on this live that it had me thinking. And the reason why it had me thinking is because I thought, like, did I offend somebody? Now, I can't serve everybody. But in that moment, did I offend somebody? And one of my regulars, that come on, it was like, no, you didn't do anything. You didn't say anything bad. Because what was said, I got restricted. And I had to think about it, make sure I didn't offend anybody. What she did was she just kept coming on here saying, Trump is Trump, Trump saying Trump, 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 and all this stuff like that. You disrupted my life. And I said, we're not going to do that. You could take that somewhere else. Because this live is something totally different. If we were talking about politics, then fine. But I don't want to hear it. So I muted, then I deleted. But then I got restricted because they reported me. That was the only time. Because I'm like, did I offend somebody? Because I'm not into politics. I don't care who's in charge. I don't care who's running what. At the end of the day, my job is to stay on my purpose and take care of my boys. Because whatever's going on in the world, you better stay away from my boys. You better stay away from me. That's it. That's all, folks. No, I don't care. That's the only time. So when people mistreat you, that so-called boyfriend, girlfriend, I've got my feelings hurt a couple of times, like a lot of times, A lot of times. And before I healed, I used to dwell on it. And then not only would I dwell on it, then I would chase the person that hurt my feelings to apologize. Now check this out. Even though this mic is not on, let me bring the mic up. I would chase the person that mistreated me to go apologize to them because I didn't want no bad blood. I did not want that person to look at me in a messed up way. I wanted that person to see the true me and to make them feel better even though they mistreated me. I should have been, somebody should have came, wrapped me up in a padded room, pinned me down and left me in that padded room with some medication. Because that's the craziest ever. And I used to do that all the time. But now it'd be the same scenarios, but a different outcome. I'm telling you, Sonia, but a different outcome. Let's talk about it. You mistreat me. Cut off. Bye. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not fighting with you. I'm not about to say, hey, I might tell you because it's so important to identify that emotion, the feeling to that emotion. So here's the thing. If my feelings hurt, I'm going to say my feelings hurt. I'm not going to say I'm mad because this is where you get it all twisted. My feelings hurt. Sit in it. I'm in the present. My feelings hurt. And I may even tell you. No, I probably will tell you. Because it's conversing. You hurt my feelings. That does not mean you have to respond back. That does not mean, because what you don't understand, when I heal, I am learning how to let it go. Because if I don't let it go, then I can easily slip back into that. Now it's replaying in my head. No. And then it's going around, being passed around the table at a congregation of all my personalities sitting around, passing it over here like, girl, you should have reacted this way. Wait a minute, you should have reacted this way. You know what? We should just go to sleep. Let's go eat. No, address it. Hurt my feelings. Go on about my business. Ooh, baby. Baby, that one right there, Sonia, baby. I never had a problem with it because I never allowed myself to get my lick back, being vindictive. But it's even harder dealing with a person that's vindictive and you not. So from that angle, now, because I'm healed now, I just cut you off. And I go on about my life. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if we was married. I will cut you off like we boyfriend and girlfriend and go file for divorce. Done it. I've done it. I did that. She did. She did. I did. Sure did. Nope. I don't care. Because the man that's meant for me wouldn't have done that. So obviously, I just went and made you my husband. I just made you. Because the one that's meant for me would never. And guess what his family tried to do? Be vindictive. But because I healed, all that what they were throwing blew up in their face because I got rid of it. I push back out with love. So I would get, when I started doing my videos and things like that, see, I already knew what was being said. This is a whole nother story when you tapped in. Anyway, I get this one lady come on and she come under my comments because you know what the girlfriends like to do. They like to go and research you. What is the wife like? What is she like? Well, she's fabulous. I'm that chick. I pop collars. So let's talk about it. So when they came on my page, I noticed they kept coming. Cool. Yes. That was the thing. So when it finally got to the point that they finally responded, the little girl was like, well, you are nothing what people said you are. Keep doing you and then tag somebody else because they can't believe the things that was said about me. Because when I healed and got on my purpose, got in my journey, on my path, see, I only did the works that I was supposed to do. So everything that was coming to me, I didn't return to sender. I sent it away and sent out blessings. And so that's how I had to fight people being vindictive because they were coming from me left and right. And that was another thing of me wanting to get my lick back, realizing that God got me. God hit harder than me. And so to watch people, they say don't gloat or, take pleasure in people when they getting their what's theirs back to them, their karma and all this stuff. I don't gloat and I don't laugh. I just be like, dang. What we say, hecky no. What? Dang. And guess what? When God do that, and you get to see it, right? Guess what happened? Here they come. Knock, knock. Snotting and crying, looking at you. Snotting and crying, looking at you. And you got to sit there and got to keep a straight face. Because you can't go in like, now look at you. No, I ain't opening my door. I ain't doing it. You can't do that. Yeah, you want to be like, but you can't. What you have to do is continue to be you, right? And you have to let people see you, the purpose, the God in you, the love in you, and what you can do. Now listen, let me explain something to you. You have to have boundaries. And the only way they're going to come back to you is once you healed and you have boundaries. And that's when you say, that's when you say, okay, allow them to talk. You don't say, hey, what's wrong? You already know what's wrong. God had already showed you. That's what it's called. God had already showed you. You have to continue to stay being. So you have to allow them to talk, because what God, in the lesson in that is God has taught them that, first off, that's my child. She's anointed. And if you ever come up against her again, this is how it feels. I will destroy you. Because now God has took the veil off their eyes, right? Have uncovered them and allowed them to see you. See, you've always been the same person. He just had you hidden in plain sight. So now he took the blinds off him, just like he did with Saul. He made him blind and unblinded him. Now he can see through the lens of the spiritual self. So he can see in you now, and he's looking at you, and he's looking at you totally different. It's eating him up in the inside now. His heart is toe up. He can't take it. That's why he crying. He ain't crying because he been through it. Because anytime when you are healed and God touch you, you become emotional. It's just a given fact. Haven't y'all ever just sat there listening to gospel music and y'all just next thing you know, you done pulled your wig off and you hollering and you screaming and you're dancing and you done been touched. That man has been touched. Allow him to speak, because this is a learning experience from him. And God chose you to teach him or her that lesson. So it's so important that you continue to just be, and you sit there and you allow them to express themselves, because it's a lesson that they need to learn in that. And as they're learning, as they're speaking, they're learning. As they're speaking is registering. See, in that time before You were hidden in plain sight. You was the same person. He was talking or she was talking to you like you one of them dudes in the street. Like when you one of them, can I say, knickknacks in the street. Like you ain't nothing. But now, he or she has been touched. Has been touched. Guess what? Now their heart, they're speaking to you from their heart. Their spirit is speaking. They're being convicted. They understand. It hurt them about as much as it would hurt them to hurt their mama's feelings. That's how bad it hurt. Because they understand who you are now. They understand your power. So now you have to allow them to speak. Now, this is where stuff gets real now. And I'm being honest now. I'm being for real now. You have some people, you guys have prayed for that person and wanted that person in your life so bad. We talked about this yesterday. You wanted them in your life so bad. You wanted that person. You manifested that person. You wanted that person. And God finally has took the blinds off their eyes and allowed them to see you. What are you going to do? See, when you wanted what you wanted and not what God wanted for you, wanted what you wanted because you had a specific person in your mind, who it was and what it was, and that's who you wanted your husband to be. Well, guess what? That wife or that husband, they're coming. But we just don't know when they're coming. They may come in their old age when don't nobody want them. You ask for it. Are you still going to want them? They going to chase you. They going to give you the world. The world, baby girl. You just got to be worth it. Yeah. And they going to do all that. They going to give you everything. They going to chase you down. They going to love them little funky draws. Oh, they gonna love them. You ain't even got a babe. They will drink your bath water. What they said on Color Purple, sop you up like a biscuit. Like they gonna want you tough. But in the state that they in, are you willing? Is this the time that you're going to open up? Because now you're healed. You got boundaries. This person come back snotting and sneezing and all this stuff. You still want them? Or you want what God got for you? Because remember, when you're anointed and you decide to get on your purpose, God is going to give you everything that your heart desires as long as it stays in alignment. So you want him, he's going to go fix him up, clean him up. He didn't say how long it was going to take because time is of the essence. It doesn't even matter how long it was going to take to fix him up. Now, he done brought his, he used to be slim, built, just when you wanted him. Now he all pork chop built, That girl used to want her. She had them good installs. Now she got that high taper. Hairline pushed back here because all the glue done ripped it all off. And she ain't got nothing but this part. She ain't got nothing but the crown. It look like one of them little caps that, the Jewish people wear. They just put it right there. That's about as much hair she got right there. She done cut all her eyebrows off. She can't even draw them back on there right because she done got older now. She don't even care because she's been changed. No, I've been changed. She's been changed. She done been through it now. She understands who she is and who you are to her. And she is ready. But do you still want her? Because then you wanted her when she was at her highest. You weren't thinking about the one that you played, the one that God sent to you. Because she was basic. But she had all her hair, her teeth, Yeah, forgive and let it go. Release and let it go. So that's the thing. The one that God sent you, you don't want. But now, you done seen what she or he look like. And now the one that God sent to you years ago is financially stable, doing good. She got her teeth, She still got her eyebrows. She got her hair. She got her eyelashes. She fine now. She thick, thicker than a Snicker. Thick. Beautiful. Beautiful spirit, because now you're getting to know her and you're just like, what the? But see, when those ones come back, I always look at it like this. See, what you got to understand is when I look at the people that played me, I always look at from the beginning, like, you're not even my type. You're nothing of what I would have just been like, oh my God, look at you. It's just in this moment, you were brought to me. So I'm not going to tell God, I don't want this one. God, he got big draws. I don't want this one. His underwear got holes in it. I don't want this one. I don't want that one. God, what you doing? No, I'm not going to say that. Because what's inside of him is what I need so we can fulfill the prophecy, our destiny. Bringing in generational wealth, bringing in things that we have. See, I've never been the type to look at people and their looks like, oh, he ain't attractive. I look at people's heart. But before I was healed, I looked at their potential. And that's why looking at folks' potential is going to get you messed up, okay? It's going to have you sad, crying, looking crazy, mascara running down your face, wearing too little clothes, don't even care no more, have your teeth yellow, I don't know, have you musty, skinny, smoking cigarettes, crack. I'm just saying, I'm just being funny. But no, when you fall in love with potential, man, that's like chasing after your passion. You ain't going to get right. You ain't going to get right. But when you fall in love with the spirit and the soul that you're connected to, that's for you, that was made for you, that God sent you, and you fall in love and you be obedient and look at that person, not as they looks, but look at the fact that your spirit recognizes the spirit that's in him. Listen, how can the spirit recognize the spirit in him? Same thing with Mary and Elizabeth. They went and seen each other, both of them pregnant, Jesus jumping, John jumping, because the spirits knew each other. All they knew was that they was carrying something special. They just didn't know how special it was. Do you understand? See, what they were carrying is something that's going to be there forever. Their history, the generational wealth that it put on their bloodline forever. Yeah, well, you know what? We talked about that. And that's because you're dating people with your, oh God. Because I don't want to go down, because this one takes me down a whole rabbit hole, because it gets good. But when you start dating people from your season of your life that you're in right now, and then you make them permanent fixtures. We talked about it yesterday. That's what happened. But yeah, they had no idea that they brought the generational wealth to the family. All they knew is that they was carrying something special. And when Jesus was born, it wasn't like he came out like he was just floating and he was just a perfect little angel. That ain't how they described it. He was a typical little boy. You looking like most folks probably would have got a switch. He was a typical little boy because his hour hasn't come yet. His time hadn't came. See, he was going to synagogue as a little boy and he would teach them things. And they trying to figure out where you learn this from. And first off, what are you doing in here with grown men? Because you are out of line. But he said, this is my father's house and my father gave me this information. Pretty much. But his hour hadn't came yet. His mama knew he was a special baby. Put some more wine on the table. We trying to have a good time. Listen, we over here trying to... Boy, if you say thou one more time and don't turn this water to wine. He said, my hour hasn't come yet. Here. Go on, mama. I'm over here trying to talk to this man. I'm just paraphrasing it, just doing it nice way. You over here talking about you over there trying to get drunk. That's what I be talking about. It'll take you nowhere because you always want to get excited. Ooh, my son can do it. Y'all ran out of wine. Don't worry about my son. Come here. Ooh, don't worry about it. Music when that son, come here. Get out of here. That's why nobody take her nowhere. So with all that being said, it's just that in your season, in your time, your hour is now here. Okay? Your hour is now here. And that hour mean it's time for you to say, not to me, not to your friends. Don't get off this live and go call somebody. I was on live with Coach Nye. You need to listen to her. Matter of fact, everybody on my following page, go follow Coach Nye. Everybody, y'all know what? Go share all her stuff. I'm just saying, if that's what you say, that's what you say. But anyway, but don't be getting on the phone telling everybody like, Coach Nye, she hit the nail right on the head. I need to go talk to God. Because guess what the enemy doing? And she said, what? Every time I come on the live, the enemy attack me. And I already look for it. Before I come on the live, he attacked me. After I get off the live, I attack him. But like I told you, I don't yell at him. I don't scream at him. I just have a conversation like, look, dude, you're not about to come up in here. That's not my stuff. This is a me thing. I don't care. It's nothing you can do to me. Get thee behind me. Bye. Bye. He's only allowed where I allow him. I do you not allow here. Every day before I come on live, for the last 2 days, because I have been skipping days, but I've been consistent throughout the week, right? The power kept going out. The same thing, the setup that I've been using, all of a sudden now is just keep going out. All right, cool. Today, I'm trying to set it up. I'm trying to get it right. Phone fall off the thing. Computer almost flip over. Everything's happening because I got something for you. And I know that after this, because I done told you it's your hour. Right. It's your hour. It does not mean it's your hour that you about to start floating up in the sky and you about to turn into storm and start hitting folks with your superpowers. No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, every day, weekday, 8 p.m. I try and go 8 p.m. Sometimes I'm thinking only about 7:30. But anyway, it is your hour for you to say, God, I'm ready. I am. I am that I am. God, what you got? Just ask him. Just go in your quiet place when nobody's around and just sincerely just ask him. It don't have to be nothing special. Don't go in it. See, this is what y'all do too much. Y'all be doing too much. Let's go and break this down right now. Let's go and break this down because y'all be doing too much. Y'all will be up in there, lighting the candles, getting crisscross applesauce, trying to levitate and trying to, strip naked. And oh my God, I'm bare naked. Take me as I am. They ain't got to do all that. All you got to do is just go sit down and say, God, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And you're going to go to sleep. He's going to show you. You're going to wake up and you're going to say, well, I had this dream. It's in those dreams that you think means nothing that means everything. So what I want you to do, just try it tonight. Matter of fact, let's do it. Let's do a fast on that. You do a fast on that because I got something else to do. But listen, I'm just telling you, put this out there. You do the fast. Give yourself a 3-day fast, right? Your 3-day fast is not about, I don't know what it is. It don't got to be the specific, like, hey, everybody say, well, I'm just not going to eat. And then it don't work out. Then you end your fast. Let's take it small. Take something away. Don't speak it out loud. Don't do that. Whenever your 3-day, whenever you want it to be. Take something away. Keep a journal by your bed with a notepad. When you wake up, write it down. What you talking about, write it down. Trust me, you'll know. Write it down. Write it down. I don't care if you wake up and the first thing on your mind is my doorbell. Write it down. Don't worry about it. Write it down. It may not make sense now, but it's going to make sense. You just go to God and just let him know, like, listen, God, I'm ready. Nobody's ever really ready. Like, for me, right? When I first started doing my live, I have been talking about it. First off, let's talk about this. I'm at 6,000 followers, so thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. You know how we do. when we get them followers, they become all about us. Like, I did that. No. It's all part of the prophecy. Because I have to get a message out. So it's going to come. And I'm so grateful it did. Right? But not only did it come, it's the fact that people come and they stay and get the message. So I'm grateful. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, I was like, hey, y'all follow me or else. No, I didn't. But no, listen. So when I started going live, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I had moved. I had a lot of things going on. Let me explain something to you. Yes, it is, Hank. What's up? Listen. So when God put me on this path, I was doing everything. If y'all go into my profile, I guess kind of at the top, you can see the phases of it. He had me doing the physical fitness. That was my passion. I thought that was what I was supposed to be doing. I mean, I was killing it, okay? She doing that. Pull up, baby. What? You see me, I look good up here doing these pull-ups, right? Because I'm trying to inspire people. But then he said, no, you're going to do some videos, energy checks. Go way back, you'll see that. I'm like, okay. Then he said, do a podcast. Did a podcast. Never did a podcast before in my life. But this is what my life consisted of, I'm going to tell you. I get up about 6:30 in the morning. Get the kids off school. This is a whole process. Because my kids, it's just like, because they grown little people. And it's just like they just do their own thing. And I'm just an adult. So they go, log in at work, do what I need to do. In the meantime, I'm still journaling. Because God is giving me downloads. I'm writing all throughout the day. I'm getting so frustrated and tired of writing. I'm like, I'm tired of writing. Great day. Can we pause? Do we got to talk right now? Because I'm trying to process, right? And then I'm still working. Then after my job, now I got to cook. Get ready for the boys. They coming home. After I cook, now I'm going to the gym to do my workout. Because I want to stay looking fine and young, right? So I get in there and do my workout. Now after my workout, not only am I doing my workout, now I have to take the time because I'm doing a program as well. I'm writing programs. So I do my workout and then I do the actual exercises in the program. Because in this program, I need to make sure it works. Right? So I'm doing the program. I'm making sure that doing the tweaks and everything. So I'm writing my program. Now, boom. Now I come back home. I feed my kids. I do what I need to do. And then I go back to the gym. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night to go record the workouts that I was writing in the program. I don't know how I didn't get tired. This was every day. Now I record it, come back home so I can edit the pictures. I got to edit to cut them out to put them inside the program. Got it. Right? Did that. Now I got to get on a podcast and I got to record myself for this session. I got to record myself for the session. Right? So I do that. After I do that, now what I got to do is I got to go inside, take my shower, do what I need to do, right? Now I have to take the time out to meditate. I got to take the time out to go in deep prayer. The kind of prayer, my throat was always raspy, like my whole voice changed, but it was gone. I was all like this, yeah. Because that became my new voice. This is my everyday. So I will finally get into bed after doing everything that I needed to do at 2 o'clock. Sis! Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. I gotta, hold on. University of Cess has just joined. Let me explain something to y'all about her. And then I'm gonna get back on topic because it's just like Cess to come straight in and interrupt the whole flow and make it about her because it's about her. Listen. So that is my very first battle buddy that I had going into the military. Before we got to the reception place at Fort Jackson, that was my friend on the bus. Now, she's from California, Compton area, all that, right? So the little chick, she wouldn't stop talking. I'm going to tell the story, sis. She wouldn't stop talking. Now, the drill sergeant said, y'all, no talking, no nothing. She wouldn't stop talking, but now I guess, looking back, maybe she was nervous. And I was sitting forward just like this. That girl got to going and she wouldn't stop. And I turned and looked at her and I said, would you shut the F up? We've been friends ever since 2000. When was it? 2001? Since 2001. That's been my bestie. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Y'all give her a shout out. Come on, sis. Let's make it about you today. But I would do all that all over again. And then it's so funny that she popped in because I was just about to get to the other part of it. Now he gave me the idea and told me, hey, you need to write a book. And I'm like, I'm steady over here trying to follow my passion with my fitness. So I'm talking to her and her husband, and I'm like, I got to get shirts. I got to get this. I got to get that. I got to get blah, blah, blah. And guess what? It was like too easy. Her husband hooked me up with somebody, that do shirts. Everything just started happening. I did not have to work hard for any of it. When it was time for me to write my book, I'm like, well, what am I going to write about? Guess what? That journal that I kept out of bed, that he kept telling me to write stuff down, that is everything that's in here. Trinity Walk to Self-Love. And the reason why this book is so special to me, even with the publisher, because I was looking for a publisher and I was talking to my god sister, and she's like, I publish books. Huh? See, everything worked out. When you're on your purpose and doing what you're supposed to be doing, everything worked out. And me and her will go round and round because, her editor, they changed it. I'm not changing anything because let me explain to you. Everything that's in here, that is written out in here, is everything God gave me. So I'm not changing anything because the people that's going to buy this book is going to help them in the way that it needs to help them. See, if I was just writing it off, me just want to write it and say, hey. Okay. And listen, Naisha, I seen that you said you just started working out. Keep up the good work. Stay focused. Stay positive. It's not easy. I got workout programs on my website. So if you need one, just check it out. Or if you need to talk, consultation, whatever, I'm here. Have a good night. So in this book, I don't change anything because it was not written for me. It was written the way he told me to. Hey, Carter, what's up? So that's what that is. That's why it's so important to me. Okay? It's not just important for me. It's just that I know that I did it because that's what was supposed to happen. So if y'all have not got y'all copy, go to Amazon. It's on the Walmart website, Barnes & Noble's website, and Amazon. And the crazy thing about it is, too, it's when the publisher, she was telling me, she said, hey, your book got picked up by Walmart. I said, okay, because I assumed, okay, it's supposed to. We said we told them we wanted to sell it there. But no, she was like, no. People pick you. Like, you put your information out there and stores or whoever will come to you and want your book. So, Barnes & Noble said they wanted my book. See, people only get things that they can invest in, or it can be an investment for them. So if you got the book, you're looking for it to be an investment for you, to help you on your self-love journey. Same thing. So that was a blessing within a blessing. Everything just came together and I didn't have to do anything but just be. Do what was on my path, my purpose. Just be. So for the ones, we get ready to close out, but for the ones that's out there wanting to know how can they get it started, first off, thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. Thank y'all for my my over 6,000 followers. Thank y'all so much. I think do I say I'm famous? I'm going to say it anyway. So, but I want to thank you guys. But whoever is out there and you guys have a passion, right? Let me explain to you. We say the difference between a passion and purpose. The passion is something that you pick up along the way. It comes within time and it has its season, and the enemy will have you chasing your passion, right? So you won't tap into your purpose. But let me explain something to you about your passion. Passions aren't a bad thing. Passions are bloomed from a root. The root is your purpose. Just follow the vine. Follow it. Just follow it. And then you'll find your purpose. So me, I like to work out, personal train. So that's my passion. But the root of it is I love people. I love unconditionally. I want to help people. So now I need to get to the root, love, to teach. This is my purpose. I never thought in a million years. I would think like, oh, well, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. When they do this and they do that. And then guess what? When I started getting all the hate and all that stuff, I realized, I did say I wanted to be that. So that means if I want to be them, I have to go through the trials and the tribulations they went through to be who they are today. So God, scratch that. I know I be asking for a lot. I changed my mind, with your kids. This is what we do. We say we want something. We realize we don't want it. How about I am ready for what you have for me? And then voila, here I am. Your coach, Coach Nye. That's when my name changed into Coach Nye. So, as always, remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. And if you decide to pour into someone else, they only get the overflow that God gave you because he overflowed your cup. However, they don't get, it's just not anybody. Use your discernment on who should get your overflow. You are special. You are important. You are loved. If no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you and I'm so proud of you. You guys have been rocking with me. I feel like I'm doing my goodbye to this show because I'm ascending into my bigger show. You better watch out. And guess what? Y'all coming with me. But you guys have rocked with me from the beginning. And all of this time has been the beginning for me. It has not even been a whole year that I've been live. So you guys, this is the beginning. So I really appreciate you guys. I ask that you guys continue to share and follow and, get other people involved. I call it the Trinity Tribe. And the reason why I call it the Trinity Tribe, because just like the book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love, it is because it's helping you heal your spiritual, physical, and your mental. So that's why I call it the Trinity Tribe. So get others to join. You guys. All right. ATAP, thank you so much. You guys continue to rock with me. Continue to share. Continue to stay positive. Continue to work on you. Tonight, if you decide you want to do your fast, pick one thing that you can do away with for a couple of days and focus in that time that you were dealing with that. In those times you go and you just have a conversation with God. Get ready. Get your journal ready. Keep it to your bed. When you wake up, whatever's on your mind, write it down. Don't try and force a thought into your mind. Whatever, when you wake up out of a dream or whatever, I don't care if you just remember in the dream that you was chewing on a chicken bone. You write the chicken bone down. You write those things down. You do what you need to do because he has a message for you. Your hour has come. If you're listening to me, you are ready to embark on your awakening in your self-love journey. I'm proud of you and I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Oh, thank you, Christian. Thank you, Picasso. Am I even saying that right, Picasso? I think I did. Thank you, Aaron, for the likes. Thank y'all so much. You guys stay focused, stay prepared, stay ready. You don't have to get ready. Just be you. Stay present. Stay in the knowing. Just be. Don't be nobody else. Just be right here. And if you need me, go to my website. We can do a consultation. I'm a life coach as well. We can do a consultation, which is free. And if it's full, then just go ahead and inbox me. And I'll get back with you with a time slot that we can have a conversation. Send you a link. I love you guys. Bye. Coach Nye out.